they just don't want to get wet. So these macaques were brought here back in 1933 by a man named Joseph Dumont. He wanted to study primate behavior here in a semi-natural environment, rather than having to travel to and work in Southeast Asia. So he imported 6 of these macaques from their natural habitat and let them loose here in this hammock, which is very similar to their native environment. Now, as I mentioned before, there are about 140 of them. All of them are descendants of the original 6, brought here over 80 years ago. So what Joseph wanted to study specifically was the social structure of Java macaques, and it's based on what's called the dominance hierarchy, or a pecking order. That means that there's a monkey number 1, and he's the leader and most dominant animal in the troop. Under monkey number 1, there's a monkey number 2, and he's kind of like the vice president. Now under monkey number 2, there's a less dominant, but still important monkey number 3, and the ranking system will go all the way down to the last monkey. In this troop, Piper is the leader, or the alpha male. Now he's the big guy. Well, there you are, big boy. He's the big guy making his way across the field. See everybody moving out of his way? So as leader, Piper has certain responsibilities to the troop. It's his job to maintain the social order and ranking system. That means if there's a fight that escalates to a very serious level, it's his job to break it up or end it. Also, if there's a lower ranking monkey that steps out of line, it's his job to put him back in line. Piper will also lead the troop against any outside aggressors, which could be monkeys from another troop or predators. Being leader does have its rewards though, and as leader, Piper gets the first choice of food, place to sleep, sit, walk, and of course, first choice of the ladies. Frequently, people ask, how does a monkey get its rank? And why is Piper the leader? Well, there are 2 main factors involved. One is their maternal association, or who their mom is. That means if they're the offspring of a high-ranking female, then they'll also be a high-ranking monkey. However, if they're the offspring of a low-ranking female, then they'll also be a low-ranking monkey. The second factor that determines their rank is their political alliances, who their friends are and how many they have. Their rank can change in one of 2 ways. First, when the males are young, they roughhouse and wrestle around, just like many of our kids do. This is when they make or break most of their friendships, but as the males get older, if they want more access to food or females, they'll have to earn those privileges, either by winning the respect of higher troop members or by fighting for them. So this is where your friends come in. If you're a low-ranking monkey and you can somehow manage to defeat a higher-ranking monkey, you can move up in rank. You can defeat another monkey by having the most of the following 3 qualities. You have to have great physical strength, support from male troop members, and the acceptance of females. Commonly, when a male moves up in rank, you also see the social status of his mother improve as well. Any offspring she has from that point on will also be of that higher rank. However, any offspring she had before her change in status will remain in the initial rank that they were born into. The second way their rank can change is if another male ever overthrows their alpha male. They'll then have to assume a subordinate position, not only to the new male, but also to any monkeys he brings with him. Frequently, you can see the Javas doing a behavior called grooming, and what most people think they're looking for are parasites like fleas and ticks. However, these guys are clean and almost free of any ectoparasites, which are any parasites found outside the body. So what they actually are looking for is a tiny little particle called dandruff, just like the dandruff that we as humans get. When these monkeys perspire, salt from their sweat gets absorbed into the dandruff particle, and it becomes a salty, crispy, crunchy little snack for them, kind of like a potato chip. More importantly though, grooming cements bonds between the individuals. A Java's lifespan can range from 20 to 25 years in the wild, to around 30 years in captivity. Males mature between the ages of 5 and 8 years, and females much earlier, between 3 and 5 years. Once mature, a female will give birth to 6 to 8 infants throughout her lifetime. She'll have 1 baby at a time, usually during the months of May through September, after a gestation period of around 6 months. Newborns are easily recognized by their distinct coat color, And we actually have 2 newborns in this troop so far. One of our little guys is actually sitting in the waterfall by those bushes, right behind the log. And I don't see our second little dude, but if he pops up, I'll point him out to you guys. Now you can tell he's got a really dark fur and very pale skin compared to the adults. This is what's called a natal coat, and it has a special significance within the dominance hierarchy. Newborn moms and their offspring are the most privileged and protected members within the troop. That means that at this time, they're an exception to the ranking system. As long as a mom carries a baby with a natal coat, she'll be allowed to sit, socialize, groom, and feed with the higher-ranking females. This allows the low-ranking females access to better food at a time when nutrition is absolutely essential. After around 6 months of age, you'll see a complete disappearance of that natal coat, which has gradually disappeared since birth. Once the rest of the troop detects this change, both mom and infant will lose their special status, and the infant will assume the same social rank as the mother. Java infants will nurse for up to around 9 months, but once the mom loses her special feeding privileges, she'll begin to wean her baby onto more solid foods, such as fruits and bugs. So today I have 2 special treats for you guys and the monkeys. These are 2 hard-boiled eggs, which the monkeys really like. I'm going to go ahead and toss them in the water, and maybe they'll go diving for you. At this time, since you guys are a small enough group, you're more than welcome to come up to the wall and get a closer look. Does anybody have any questions while we wait for the monkeys to go diving? Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and conclude the presentation. However, you guys are more than welcome to hang out here and keep watching the monkeys. Your next presentation of the day though is going to be at 10:45 at Hanging with the Orangutan. The easiest way to get there from here is to take this path, make a right, and you'll see you're at the top of the hill on your left-hand side. So thank you all for joining us out here today. Have a wonderful rest of your day here in Monki Jungle.
Thank you. Because they can't get food anywhere else. Did you give away all your raisins?
No, I've got more, but
You're going to start with a clean slate? We're supposed to break it up. Oh, he broke it up? Oh, June verstrate, nai, Zivi Karivna. Yeah, I think that's the baby coming down. So it's not the baby, but we must see eggs out of it. Did you see it? There's another one. Where's the video?
Hele dün naik. Այն անոր ծնված, անայի, պես այն մեկն է երևի նոր։ Բարանի վրա տեսակ։
Բարանի վրա չէ, այն որ տենում եք ջրի մեջ մխայլի, բարանի հետևը։ Այն որ հելնում է բանը, այդ է։ Մստավ քարերի վրա։
Հա։
Միատն էլ այս որ հելնում է, այդ է։
Մեկն էլ այս է։
Հետևից են։ Հիմա երար կողք են։
Իսկ սա էլ է փոքր։
No, but the student next up here drops. Yeah.
Մի րոպե։
Look.
One more time, please go.
Hello. Come on.
Կերակրում է։
You come too. Hadi.
Այս կամերան նայես ոնց չգա։
Չամի չեն ուտում։
Çamı çağır.
Raisins։
Լը մի հատ փոստի տես համավա կա։
Ուզում ես դու փորձես։
Here. Monkey. Come on. Come on here.
Քցի ինքը կգա։
Այ։
Մի քիչ հիմա չի ուզում։
Hadi.
Իզուր տղա
Ապրոս
կորել
է
է։
թող ես մի հատ փոստեմ։
Ասեք ծամմա, երկարա ծամմը։
Փուշտա։
Come here.
Եկեք ներքևը գցենք։ Հիմա մապսուս է։ Հետո մնալ է ծակն է մնալու։ It's not even hardwood floor։
Այս կարող է կամ իրանց բունն է, կամ ինչ որ ծառի արմատային մասն է։ Ով մեջը բան կա։ Հեսա գալիս է։ Օ ինչ է լավ դուրս է կասը։ Hi Monkey.
Baby boo, look at your butt. Orangutan nasıl görünüyor?
My name is Jennifer Furman. I am the Program Manager of Science, Education, and Conservation at the Botanical Conservancy in Miami, Florida. Currently, global ecosystems are under enormous pressure.
Nasıl bir bunun kası? Tabii araçın anti yesi de tamam.
Դու վախեցել ես։
Ստարբոք ինքնին։ Հասնի տակ։ Oh, there it is.
Քեչ։ Պետք է չի։
The place that I go home.
Մի հատ է։ Չեմ կարծում մի հատ։
Hi. Hi, hi, hi.
Չէ։ Նա այս չամի չէ։ Մայքի։ Հատե։ Ասի դե։ Okay. Good job. Yeah. There you go. Bon appetit.
Not throw anything into May's exhibit and do not feed her. This is for 2 reasons. It's not a very strict diet to maintain a healthy weight, but most importantly, humans and Europeans share 97% of our DNA. That means all of our germs. And what could be a very simple cold thrust can quickly develop into a deadly form of ammonia from May. Once the bacteria finds its way into the throat sac, it's nearly impossible to remove. May battled a serious case of this in the past, and unfortunately her brother, Ray, did not make it through. Loving character, please do not throw anything into her exhibit, and do not feed her, even though at some point May will. Does anybody have any questions?
Wow!
How old is he? He's 29 years old. Any other questions? Alright guys, we'll just go ahead and head down this pathway. You'll notice a gate for Cameroon Jungle. Catherine will be meeting you all there in about 6 minutes to start the King's Pleasant season. You're more than welcome to walk around. There's a couple exhibits in that area to take up your time. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day.
Hi, May.
Hi, May.
Hi. Hi, Vivi.
Hi, bye bye. Another monkey. Okay.
Ah, é? Será que ele pega aquela pedra e joga na mesa? Ele tem força pra fazer isso.
É comida pra ele.
Ele já sabe das coisas, né?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome to Monki Jungle's Cameroon Jungle. My name's Catherine, and the big handsome gorilla you see there in front of you, his name is King. Now, just to let you know, throughout the presentation, I'll be rewarding King with little bags of his favorite food. Now, the reason why I wrap his food in paper, because normally when I throw it to him, he's way too lazy to try and catch it. Also, if his food were to hit the ground and get too dirty, he won't eat it. But King is male, and he's a western lowland gorilla. And this is one of the 4 subspecies of gorilla. There's a western lowland like King, and that's the only kind you'll find in captivity in the United States. There's the eastern lowlands, which are the largest. The mountain gorilla is made famous by Diane Fossey's Gorillas in the Mist. And then there's a recently discovered through DNA testing the Cross River gorillas. They are once thought to be the same as the western lowland, but they're actually a little bit different. The western lowland, the top of their head will be completely brown in color. The other species have black heads. They may have little patches of brown, but they won't be completely brown as though on top of King's head is. But speaking of King's head, many people also comment on its large size. And this is one of the easy ways you can tell the difference between a male and a female. Now, the large bump on top of King's head is not his brain or his skull. His brain is about the third the size of a human's. Instead, it's called the sagittal crest. It's made up of a little bit of bone, but a whole lot of muscle. And that muscle connects to his jaw, giving King a really strong bite. And that sagittal crest is much bigger in males than it is in females. But King is 46 years old. Now in the wild, gorillas usually live to be about 45, so King is rather old for a gorilla. But in captivity, like here at Monki Jungle, they have health care, so they're expected to live to their mid to upper 50s instead. King is 5 feet 2 inches tall when he stands, yet weighs 400 pounds. He has the mental capacity of a 3-year-old child and the strength of about 6 to 10 grown men. A great combination. King is also referred to as a silverback. Many people confuse this with the species of gorilla, however it's not. It's just a sign of a mature male. Now all male gorillas will develop a silverback at around 10 to 12 years of age. When you look at King... Up. Turn around. Good boy, King. Well, you may have seen some movies depicting gorillas, and they're often portrayed as mean and vicious. That's probably because people once thought they were meat eaters, because gorillas do have very large canine teeth. Now those teeth are not used to hunt or rip apart meat, and we know that because all gorillas are vegetarians. Now a gorilla in the wild can eat up to 65 pounds of vegetation in a single day. And of course, King loves his veggies. Some of his favorites are lettuce, celery, sweet potato, carrots, and green beans. King also enjoys other things like yogurt and iced tea. Now I brought King a special treat this morning, a bottle of iced tea. I'm going to go ahead and see if he'll like some.
Oh, stop.
Oh. Ah, fantastic.
Think about it, Shishi.
Fala que a gente não...
Em cima.
Was that good? So believe me when I tell you that King's a very spoiled gorilla. So much so that in his night house where he sleeps at night, he has his own heating, air conditioning, radio, flat screen HD TV, a remote control DVD player that he controls himself with a specially made remote. Now, like I mentioned, King is at a 3-year level, so he enjoys watching Disney movies. Things like March of the Penguins, Madagascar, Tarzan, and Beauty and the Beast. But more surprising than a gorilla watching Disney movies, his favorite TV show is Ellen DeGeneres Show. It's more than likely because she's very upbeat, she likes to play music and dance around. She's very animated, so fun for him to watch. But as you can see, King doesn't just sit around all day and watch. One of his other favorite things to do is finger paint. So before you leave today, you should check out his masterpieces in the gift shop. And I have him put his signatures on all of them. Now in the very corner, you should find a very large fingerprint. I'm going to go ahead and see if King would like to show you guys one of his dance moves he learned from watching Ellen.
Shake it. Eu falei que ela falou que ele assistiu a TV. Quem falou?
But King came to Monki Jungle 35 years ago, about the age of 10. Before coming to Monki Jungle, King was in the circus. Now, we don't know too much about his life in the circus. What we do know for sure is that while he was there, they removed all of his front teeth, including his canines. Now, like I mentioned, King will not need those teeth to hunt. And as you can see, he has no problem eating. He chews with his back teeth, just like we do. but King would need those teeth for protection against other gorillas. Even though King's really strong, it's very difficult for him to protect himself without those front teeth. Now it's called knuckle walking, and that's where they walk directly on their knuckles. And that's the most comfortable way for gorillas to get around, because as you can see, their arms are much longer than their legs. Also, their pelvises aren't made to handle the stress of walking bipedally the way that we do for very long. However, gorillas can and will walk on two legs when they're trying to attract females or intimidate other males. But from time to time, King will use hand gestures assigned to me. King doesn't know American Sign Language, but over the years he's developed signs on his own, which consistently mean the same thing. I can also tell how he's feeling by his facial expressions, his body postures, and his grunts. If you happen to hear King do a low deep rumble, that's his way of letting us know that he's very happy. Now, a lot of people think King's mad all the time, but that's just his face. I'm going to go ahead and see if King would like to show you guys one of his several signs. What? Who's the king of Monki Jungle? You are. Now. Now. Good boy, King.
Oh my God.
Now, though gorillas are often portrayed as vicious, I hope instead that you can see that they can be shy and enjoy their privacy. Very few people get to work with King because it involves a long bonding process. Once you get to know him, he can be very sweet and loyal. But this otherwise concludes the presentation. Your next show will be at 11:30 at the Amazonia Rainforest. You'll back out and take any of the 3 pathways and make your first left.
What type of monkey is that? I don't know.
Կապիկները
My name is Gina, and before I begin the presentation, just to let you guys know, I know you guys are here for the monkeys, not for me, and that's okay. So if you want to step over the rocks, get a closer look, you don't have to look at me, just so that there's no awkwardness and not knowing where to look. So today I'll be telling you a little bit about this rainforest around you, and the monkeys living in it. If you have any questions when the presentation is finished, I'll be happy to answer them for you. So I'll start off with a little bit about the history of our rainforest. In 1955, Frank Dumont spent about 5 years in South America, gathering all of the plants that you see around you. From about a 100-mile radius of Iquitos, Peru, he collected and brought back small trees, palms, and other shrubs, and planted them in this 5-acre compound. He also installed an irrigation system to make up for the extreme difference in rainfall between here and the rainforest in South America. It took the plant several decades to grow into a true rainforest, and they continue to do so today. However, now there's a huge difference between the rainforest that you're standing in and our rainforest 22 years ago. Before 1992, if you had stood in this exact same spot as you are now and looked towards the sky, you wouldn't have been able to see it. Because of the dense canopy and vine growth, it would have been very cool, dark, and moist back here, just like a real rainforest. Much of the vegetation that you see on the ground now didn't exist in our old rainforest because the sun couldn't reach the ground as well as it does now, so only the hardiest plants were able to survive. We even had our own weather system here because of the humidity and moisture that condensed above the canopy and the fact that some of the low-lying clouds would get caught in the taller trees. It would rain somewhat consistently almost every day here. This was one of the only semi-natural tropical rainforests in North America. However, in 1992, things changed. Hurricane Andrew made landfall right here in Homestead, and it devastated the park. We lost our entire canopy and about 80% of our overall vegetation. But today much of the forest has regrown, and it still maintains many of the qualities that attracted so many scientists and researchers before. This is still the only place in the entire United States where you can go to see these monkeys in a captive but free-ranging environment. Scientists come from all over the world to study these animals in a habitat that allows them to exhibit the same behaviors they would in the wild.
Talk about the ricochet. Goodness gracious. I keep getting hit every time you hit the bar.
There's macrum and levanum. Հիմա կերակրելու են, է?
Make sure you spray under the basket and inside the basket.
I know. I'm stuck. Դա հասրատ է կերակրելու են այսօր հիմա։ Բա հետո Լավ չի դուրս գալիս։
Աստեղ է։ Լեզում
Մի քիչ մութ ա դուրս գալիս, գիտես։ Չգիտեմ որ կողմով կանգնեմ, որ ոնց որ գիրք կարդա։
Oh.